Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting is one of the worst things you can do for your body in 2026. Now, I know this sounds completely backwards because all the health gurus and so-called experts have been pushing this like it's the second coming of fucking Jesus. But after starving my body, today I want to share with you the cold truths and secrets about intermittent fasting, what it's doing to your body. And then I'm going to show you what you actually do want to be doing so you can feel healthier, more energetic, happier, and of course, not starving the fuck out of yourself. Now, you're probably wondering, am I just some guy in a black vest ranting about something I've never tried? Well, in 2022, when I was trying to get my business off the ground, I actually did intermittent fasting for, I'd say, the best part of 6 months. And this ranged from, doing the 16/8s, 12s. And I want to share with you today a better way to navigate the mornings and have more focus and energy without starving yourself using a simple 4-step method. And if you want to get started with this 4-step method that I've been using for myself and my clients over the past few years, I've actually put together a full 30-day email course, which is going to improve your energy levels, your health, your mindset, and everything to do with this. So if you want to get your hands on that, it'll be in the second link of the description. Okay, so myth 1 is that intermittent fasting helps your body. So most people think IM actually helps your body, that it needs a lot of time away from protein and it should basically be starving itself at all hours. My biggest issue with this is that IM basically puts your body in a catabolic depleted state for long durations. So catabolic states and catabolism basically means that your body's breaking down its fat tissues and muscle and stuff to use as fuel. You can't really avoid being catabolic for certain durations in the day, otherwise you just wouldn't burn fat. But what IM does is put you in this state for a long time. So once you go to hit the gym and then you come back and eat, you're now in an anabolic state. IM is basically the complete opposite of this. The whole purpose that they think is that you will burn fat, but in reality, you're actually burning muscle at the same time. The TLDR of this is up to 42% of weight loss from intermittent fasting comes from muscle loss. So your body actually needs regular protein, and for muscle building, it should be getting it as regularly as possible. And I'm going to show you in the last step exactly how you want to set up your mornings for your fuel system. But what you want to be doing is getting protein, I would say, within the first 4 hours of your day, then also towards the back end, before bed as well. And this is opposite to what most people tell you. They'll say that you should basically reduce and shrink this eating window down to maybe 4, 6, 8 hours.
Why is 12 hours fasting so important for weight loss? A smaller window of time where you're eating, so obviously you're gonna eat less at the end of the day.
The problem with this is that the protein should be more spaced out, especially if you're training. So a lot of these guys will go train first thing in the morning and basically have no fuel in them. They will tell you that, oh yeah, I get used to it, I feel fine. But the point isn't feeling fine and stuff. The point is that the muscle needs its building blocks. It's like driving a car on like no gas. It's going to scoop up all the bottom of the barrel and put a load of shit round. This is basically what's happening when you're training fasted. And this gives you what I call the bag of bones physique. So the bag of bones physique is basically where you've got like zero muscle on your body, but you've managed to, burn all the weight off and everything using methods such as IM. So what happens is a lot of guys will do IM or do these big calorie restrictions. Now, if you actually look at the physique, yes, they will get slimmer. Yes, they will maybe lose their love handles a little bit, but their top body is absolutely a bag of bones. It's just like skeleton up there. I was saying to my friend the other day, I was like, do you know anyone, like in your personal life, like one single person who is jacked and shredded? And they was like, oh, well, so are you. I was like, well, yeah, because I'm a health coach. Like, this is what I do. But I was like, do you know anyone like who's just day-to-day normal life, who's actually got a decent amount of muscle mass and actually has like decent abs underneath as well? And he's like, literally no one. So this obviously tells us that, the the common advice is to do IM, and I see so many people doing it. But really, IM is just one way to skin a cat. You know, basically all you're doing is trying to restrict the calorie intake. But because you're doing it all together, it makes it easier in your mind to process. But for your actual body, you're just not going to get stronger. You're not going to get bigger. And you're definitely not going to end up with the physique that you think you are. And then you'll also not be feeling good at all, which goes on to the next point. So myth 2 is that IM makes you feel better. Now, as I said, I tried this in 2022 and I was really trying to focus. You know, I had bad brain fog. I couldn't sit and read. I couldn't really do anything. And I got convinced by some productivity gurus online. And they basically said that IM would solve all my problems. I felt like I had even less energy because my body was like just deprived. Maybe I had a little bit of mental clarity in the first hour, but I would say after that, I started feeling hungry. And for me anyway, I can't focus when I'm hungry. Like it just sounds retarded. Like why would I be trying to do something without the fuel that I need? You know, especially 2025 is our hormones. You know, you probably heard of get your testosterone up, bro. You know, it's all about the total T, bro. Now, all of this is important, but it doesn't just come from, you know, doing heavy squats and whatever else they say, you know, have some fucking bee pollen and shilajits and all this shit. It's very much the foods that we're eating. And if you look at a testosterone chart of the past 50 or so years, you'll see a big drop off. It's tanked.
So if we look at this review of 4 different studies on the effects this has on testosterone, if I come down here, we can see that all studies were based on any forms of time restrictive eating. Alternate day fasting, where you would fast 1 day on, 1 day off. The 5-2 diet, where you would fast for 2 days out of 5, and even the 4 to 10 hours per day. And rightly so here, it does show that intermittent fasting is a good tool for extreme cases of health problems, but this is not optimal for healthy men, particularly the effects this has on hormonal function. So if I come down here to testosterone and male androgens, you can see here that this was performed on 4 different clinical trials to date in physically active young men. So men without any type of health problems. The findings reveal that time-restrictive eating alone with regular resistance training reduced total testosterone and free testosterone after between 4 and 44 weeks of intervention. So what we can conclude is you're likely to experience either hormonal and testosterone reductions or some form of muscle mass reductions when using time-restrictive eating as your main weight loss method.
Now, it's pretty obvious, right, that IM is literally an anti-T builder. And the other point to mention is your thyroid. So your thyroid is basically what controls your metabolism. You've probably had people say, oh, my metabolism's dropped off. As you get older, your metabolism slows down. Where the truth is, doing things like IM is going to wreck your metabolism. And if you actually think about the marketing scam of this, some guys made a 997 course and just put inside it, yeah, just don't eat, bro. It's basically a retard-proof way to make weight go down, which is basically the full extent of people's understanding of health. If scale goes down, body must be good. Now, here's what I actually recommend. What you want is a proper morning fuel system. So what a fuel system does is powers up your body and your mind at the same time, and it's going to, not like most foods slow you down, it's going to give you more energy. So I'm going to say something now that probably 99% of people won't agree with, but sugar in the morning is one of the best fuel sources we've got. Now, I don't mean go downstairs and eat some Twinkies and Pop-Tarts and all this stuff. What I mean is high quality sugar. So this is going to be from mainly fruits. You know, orange juice is really good. So I've actually created a full step-by-step morning fuel system. Again, if you want to go grab that, that's going to be in the second link in the description. And this leads me on to the last myth, that IM actually helps with mental capacity. So as I said, I've tried IM. I needed to focus. I had really important work and I was smashing back the caffeine heavily. So I was drinking probably well over 500 milligrams a day. I've literally not touched caffeine since March or April 2024. and I literally have so much energy every morning. I wake up feeling great. So my energy levels became a lot more consistent. So here's your action step. Tonight, go make sure that you've got some decent fruit. What I recommend is a watermelon and some oranges. So this is going to be some really good light fuel that's going to hydrate you a lot, and it's going to have sort of the good sugars that we need in our body. And get some immediate sunlight, go for a walk around the block, 10 minutes or so. And then after this, go off and do your thing, head off to work. Then you're going to come fuel up at about 10, 11 a.m. And this is when you can have your first protein serving. And if you want to work with me personally on this to start feeling incredible again, that'll be the first link in the description. So now you understand why IM is one of the biggest scams in the fitness industry that's actually sabotaging your energy and health. But there's still one more big secret that 99% of guys are making, and they make this in the first 10 minutes of waking up. Click the video here and I'm going to show you exactly what to do to fix this. Right, time for some food. All this food talk's got me hungry.